Hey guys, I am so excited to announce today that this is the first review of the brand new Zoe XLT full-size single lightweight stroller. As we all know, Zoe came into the market last year with the introduction of their XL1 and XL2 strollers, which are super lightweight, compact, on-the-go travel type strollers, and this is the first full-size stroller that Zoe is launching. It's going to begin shipping soon and will be available for pre-order and then regular ordering on their website and on Amazon. But this is the first review and kind of the first look that you're going to get at this stroller. So really the first thing you want to know about this stroller and what makes it really unique and special is that it is a full-size stroller. So technically, based on the wheel size, the basket size, the seat size, the canopy size, every dimension except for its weight, it is a full-size stroller. But Zoe, being Zoe, made this stroller only 16 pounds, and that's fully loaded just like you see it here. So there's no deception there like some other stroller companies. That's with all the accessories, the wheels, everything on it. The biggest canopy is 16 pounds. So this is technically a full-size kind of large stroller or large size stroller, but it has the weight of a lightweight stroller. So if you go on Amazon and go to the lightweight stroller category, you're gonna see that the most popular selling lightweight strollers are around 16 pounds. So this stroller technically is a lightweight stroller. It weighs the exact same as the most popular lightweight strollers, but it's the same size as a full-size stroller, which is incredible. Okay, so we're gonna start and just go top to bottom on this stroller and just kind of explain all of the features and kind of what makes this stroller special. So starting at the very top, you have the magnetic peekaboo window. So it's a mesh peekaboo window, which is really cool because it provides ventilation for your child, and also it's not that kind of cheap plastic that's going to wear out after time and get scratches on it. So you will be able to see through this and also provide your child with ventilation. One of the cool touches about it, it's kind of a high-end touch, is that it has magnets in it. So if I can get a good view here, you'll see that it clicks there. So there's a magnet there. There's a magnet right over here that click down. So just a top view really quick. It kind of clicks down right into place, which is really nice because if it's Velcro, sometimes that can get dirty up on the top of the canopy here and not work as well. So the magnets is a really nice high-end touch. So as you can see here, the XLT has the larger kind of all-terrain wheel compared to the XL1 lightweight stroller. So it's a larger wheel, and then it also has tread on it, and I'll show you more details on those in a minute. But what that does is it's a larger frame, but it also raises the handle height just a little bit, just because the wheels themselves are a little bit bigger. Also on the XLT, which I'll go over again in a second, is that you have this one-touch brake bar that's kind of contoured and curved out. But if you notice that it is recessed back from the handle, so if I just go straight up, and you'll see that it's a little bit over this way rather than parallel or even with the handlebar. And what that does is it basically gives you, if I step over here, more kick space. So that's kind of like an industry term inside the stroller industry, but basically it's that space kind of in between the handle and there, kind of like that triangle. And so it has a larger, taller handle than most lightweight strollers that are 16 pounds, but also a ton of kick space. So really great to see. So the XLT has a removable parent cup holder. It pops off very easily. So you just kind of like wiggle it and pull up and it'll pop off, and get a good view of the slot there. And it slides right onto that little knob here. You just press down, and it's a pretty large cup holder. It's going to hold most, sippy cups and bottles and stuff like that, and then also any like even like a big gulp type cup would sit in there, or a big water thermos type cup. Okay, so the canopy on the Zoe XLT is crazy. It's huge, huge, huge. So you have 4 full panels. So you have the first panel here, a zippered panel here that can be hidden and zipped up, and then the third panel here, and then this is kind of like a tuck away panel. So it's hard to do with one hand in a camera here, but it kind of tucks away under the third panel. And then, like I said, this panel here folds in half, and there's a zipper right here that if you wanted to, you could zip that up and make it a 2-panel canopy. Or you can do the 2 panels, of course, and flip that out so it's a 3-panel canopy. And actually that's a really good view, because the best canopies I've seen on a normal price stroller, I mean, you can go buy a $1,500 stroller and maybe it has almost as big of a canopy as the XLT, honestly. But most full-size strollers have a canopy at the largest about this size. And so you have your normal 1, 2 canopies, and then they'll sometimes have a pop out on the end of the canopy. But I am yet to see a full-size stroller that has a 4-panel canopy that looks like that. I mean, it's crazy. If you actually, I'm gonna pan over to the sun here, which is not setting, but it's getting low in the day. It's late afternoon while I'm shooting this, and I will turn the stroller directly into the sun. And as you can see, I'm gonna try to zoom in here. The sun is literally only hitting the very bottom right down here of this seat. It's not hitting what would be the child in the face at all. Not even like I would say lower than the waist. And so even if the sun was like completely setting, it would just barely be touching the child's legs, which is crazy. So if I actually zoom out here and then go back over here and zip up this canopy, bear with me here, and even with the best of a full-size stroller canopy, in most cases, you'll see that the sun is hitting all the way up to the neck on what would be the child, maybe even higher depending on how big the child is or how tall the child is. So that 4-panel canopy really comes in to good use. And actually some of the full-size strollers on the market that are even in this price range only have a 2-panel canopy. So when I pop back in that full 4th little insert panel on the canopy, all of a sudden pretty much the entire seat of the stroller is exposed to the sun. So what's kind of the point of having a canopy that doesn't even cover a child being strolled into the sun? So anyways, the 4-panel canopy on the Zoe XLT, I've spent tons of time explaining this, but I'm telling you it's worth it. And when you see it in person, it is so awesome and so huge, and will really help with getting your child to nap and kind of blocking them from the sun, or if they just want to shut off the world. Okay, so going to the back of the canopy, you can wind this up or roll this up on the very back here, and there's actually a clip that comes out and clips onto the other connector on top here to roll up the shade. So if your seat was reclined, which I can't wait to show you how far it reclines compared to some other full-size strollers, but if your seat was reclined and you rolled the back of the canopy up here, then you have this nice little mesh barrier here in the very back, and you have full ventilation and air going into the stroller, which is a really, really nice touch. Okay, so moving back here on the back of the canopy again, if it's unrolled, then you have these 2 zippers here, which I've unzipped, and basically this is another way to keep the canopy down but roll this up, and you have a mesh ventilation. So basically it's almost like not bug netting, but kind of on the back of the stroller, which basically provides full ventilation to the child in the stroller, but also has like a mesh barrier to it, which is really, really cool. So lastly, on the back of the canopy here, you'll notice this little flap here. And if you go up under this flap, well, it's a storage pocket. And it's not a normal storage pocket. This thing is huge. So it goes all the way from right here under the flap, all the way to the bottom of the back of the canopy. So obviously, if you have this rolled up a little bit or the seat inclined, you know, it limits how much of this you can use, but even half of it would be way bigger than most strollers in terms of the storage on the back of the canopy. So you can reach all the way in there. You can see basically like a quarter of my arm is inside the storage pocket. It's huge. It's like a big bag almost back here. So you can put all kinds of stuff in there: phones, keys, passies, diapers, whatever really you want back here that won't weigh the stroller down way too much. And so it's just an awesome way to have almost like a covered storage pocket or bag on the back of the stroller. Okay, so on to the recline of the XLT. If you notice, this stroller reclines almost completely flat. So that was one thing that a lot of people ask about on the Zoe XL1, is if it reclines flat. And the answer is no. It has a deep recline on it. It's 135 degrees, but the XLT, because it's a larger stroller with a bigger frame and just like a different center of gravity, Zoe was able to design this stroller to where it reclines pretty much all the way back. And so if you open the canopy here, you're gonna see, let me get some light into the stroller here, that the seat is pretty much all the way flat. And go back to the side here, and I'm gonna go into more detail in a second on this, but this is one thing I love about this stroller. Let me get on this side so you can see a little bit better. Check this out. There's the deluxe seat pad insert, but even if you took that out, there's already basically a deluxe seat pad insert built in and sewn into the stroller with a huge pillow and side wing. So when you combine that with the deluxe seat pad, look at all that padding on the side of the stroller seat. What that means, combined with the flat laying seat, is your child has a much, much better chance of taking a nap in the stroller than just about any other stroller that I've seen in the price range. And being a parent of 4, a dad of 4, I can tell you we've tried just about every single one of them. Most of them just have this on the side, just a lining, no pads. And if they do, they're very, very expensive usually. So to have like these huge, basically double pillows over here on the side, you can see it on this side as well, is crazy. It's awesome. It's gonna be so comfortable for your kid. Okay, so going inside the seat and just going into a little bit more detail here, you have your regular seat, which is already padded. And just like the XL1 and XL2 stroller, the bottom of the seat here does not have a bunch of crossbars, like metal crossbars, like so many strollers have. This is a soft, flat-bottomed, padded seat bottom. So it's going to be so much more comfortable to sit just on that. But the XLT also comes with a colored seat pad. So if you buy a black stroller, it's going to come with black, and red, it's going to come with red. You can also buy different colors to exchange these out. So if you wanted to get a black stroller and get like an aqua pad, you can do that. You just have to have the black pad come with it and then buy the aqua one separately. And it's not super expensive when you start comparing this to other comparable strollers. The total price is still not even close. The XLT is a much better value. So this deluxe comes with the padded seat pad on top, and as mentioned, lays completely flat for the most part, not like 180 degrees completely flat, but pretty much almost there. And it has these double wings here, and then of course the 3 slots for the height adjustment of the harness. One quick thing I'll also mention about the recline and incline of the Zoe XLT is that you can see that the seat sits up very far, and the stroller was really designed to where your child's head you know, will be somewhere right in here, and there's not much obstructing them from looking out to the side if the canopy is back. So some children really like to sit far forward, and a lot of strollers sit way back deep, even in the most inclined position. Therefore the child can't see and they have to lean forward and get frustrated. So that is one thing I really like about the XLT, is that your child should be able to see out of the stroller for the most part if the canopy's back and the seat is inclined. The harness on the Zoe XLT is just like the XL1 and XL2. So actually I'm gonna pop off the belly bar to make sure you can see the full thing here, and just swivel it over. So the actual connector here in the buckle itself is that one push button that just takes the harness and pops it right out. It's so easy. You don't have to press the button hard at all, and connects right back in so easily. And then the top of the harness is just like a backpack. So it's a backpack type harness system, where if you literally just put your child in and then pull down there, it's going to tighten, and then it's a tongue buckle. So all you have to do is pull up there and then feed the strap right back through. It's so easy to use. And then the bottom of the harness is the same way. It just has this button here that feeds it through, and then you also can just pull that and it pulls it tight. So it's so easy to put your child in here, and especially even if you have different children that are going to ride in the same stroller, no one likes to mess with the buckle and harness because it's typically it's so hard to adjust. But on Zoe strollers in general, especially the XLT here, it's so easy, just like putting on a backpack and adjusting the straps. So easy. So also the Deluxe, the Zoe XLT Deluxe will come with color coordinated harness pads here. And just like the seat pads, and I should also say the harness, the canopy as well, you can buy aftermarket colors. So you can buy a black stroller and then you could get, you know, a gray pad, red strap covers, and, you know, a navy canopy or whatever. You can mix the colors however you want, all after the purchase. And the Zoe's really price those aggressively to where they're not crazy expensive. So it's really not very expensive at all to customize your stroller, which is really cool. Okay, so coming on to the belly bar here and the accessories in general. So most strollers, if you do your research, the companies are going to charge you extra typically for a belly bar, and even sometimes just for a simple parent cup holder. So the Zoe XLT comes with this belly bar, which is a new design for Zoe for the XLT. So it's the belly bar. It has this padded cover on here, which is removable. All you do is just undo the Velcro here. So those obviously get dirty with most kids eating snacks and leaning on them and all that stuff. So you can just take it right off of there and clean it very easily. And also an integrated cup holder, which is something that a lot of parents have asked about as well. So you have the belly bar and the integrated cup holder, or snack cup, whichever one you want to use it for. And then just like most Zoe belly bars, you can pull this red trigger up under here, and you can pull it up and swivel it to where your child can get in and out if that's the way you want to do it. Or you can pull the trigger over here and take the whole belly bar off. So it just comes right off. And also I'm going to show you the cup holder and snack cup next that also come with it. Okay, so we have the belly bar removed, and I went and grabbed the snack cup here, which is basically like a little bowl shaped cup, which is awesome for snacks. Your kids can just scoop the snacks like Cheerios or whatever right out of there. And the child cup holder. So if you have kids that don't necessarily want the belly bar there, or if you're hopping in and out a lot like at Disney or something like that, then you're going to want to pop these things on, and they're completely interchangeable. So you can pop this snack cup off and pop this cup holder off, which fit nice and tight, and that's a good thing because you don't want them coming off unless you want them to come off. And you can interchange them. So I just switched the cup holder over to that side, and just a close-up of how these slide on and off. So there's this like knob and peg there, And then this, we get some sun into it, slides right on there. So side view, if I can get a good side view here, just pop right on. So that's a really great set of accessories that also comes with the stroller for free. Okay, so here's another feature that you typically won't see on a full-size stroller, especially even a 16-pound stroller that's under $200, most likely, is an adjustable footrest. So this footrest basically goes up and down here, and you'll see that under here there's a metal bar, and if you just pull up there and slide this metal bar out, then you have a footrest that was adjustable and pops up in the air and basically serves as almost like a recliner type footrest for your child. So if you combine that footrest with, and by the way, to adjust the recline, it's so easy. Let me get some light into it here. It's just this button right here and this connector. So you just press the button and slide it. You can adjust it. It's like infinite number of positions. So there's not like 2 or 3 fixed positions with like some strollers. So you basically can just slide it up or down. So anyways, with the seat fully reclined and the leg rest up, I mean, that basically looks like a recliner that's in your living room. So you can't ask for anything more comfortable, especially again, combined with these wings right here, or those pillows. Okay, so just a quick look also at the frame. It's this really nice, like gray, charcoal gray color, and it's aluminum. And so that's really how you're able to get a full-size stroller at only 16 pounds, is this all aluminum frame. So it's super durable and high-end, and just really awesome in terms of material, but it's also super duper lightweight. And quite frankly, it's very expensive in terms of like a raw good put into, or raw material put into a stroller. But based on Zoe's business model, the way they sell strollers, they're able to do this high-end stuff with the other high-end features that I mentioned and still sell their strollers at normal prices, which is really, really awesome. So another really nice touch on the XLT is this footrest. So it's kind of like a molded, integrated footrest into the stroller. And it's got these little grips here, if I can get a side view. So getting in and out of the stroller, it's gonna help. And also just kind of like laying the feet into the stroller, you have like such a nice contoured, padded leg rest, and then the contoured footrest, which, I mean, in my opinion, we've all sat in chairs with like a rigid end right here and it puts your legs to sleep. So this is gonna be really comfortable, in my opinion, for your kids' legs to go down and sit right in here and rest into there. Okay, so basket. The basket on the XLT is so awesome. Zoe has on this particular model let me see if I can get a good shot of it here. The bottom of it is not mesh, it's like a solid bottom. And then even up here, it's solid. So it's gonna be super duper durable and also just be able to carry a ton. And if you notice, I have the stroller, let me flip it around here. I have the stroller fully reclined, right? And you can access the basket. So that's kind of a big deal, because if you've noticed when you're doing your research, a lot of strollers, when they're fully reclined, let me get over here behind the seat, you can't get into the basket, which is kind of crazy. Also, even as an added benefit, this is a stretchy material, so you can actually pull that down if you want to put something like huge into the basket, like a normal size diaper bag. We all know become huge because they're stuffed full of stuff. And so you can just pull that down and throw your diaper bag right in. It also has a side entry here on both sides. So again, there's like tons of room. If I have to zoom out to even show it, there's tons of room right there. tons of room right here. So just tons of access into the basket, and the basket is super durable. You can tell it can just hold a lot. So definitely look at other strollers when you're looking around. A lot of times you're gonna have crossbars right here that completely block the basket. And if not, most likely this is all the way up here against the back of the seat when it's fully reclined, and you can't access the stroller. And who wants to wake up their baby to put something into their basket? Not me. Okay, so brakes on the XLT, super awesome. You have a contoured one-touch brake bar that connects this right side to the left side if you're standing behind the stroller, and goes up and down very, very easily. So just kind of like a side view of that. You'll see the curve in it, and then I'll try to get down here and you can see how far it sticks out. So it's just enough to be able to comfortably, kind of the reason it's curved in my opinion, is to be able to get your toes on that with like open-toed shoes or flip-flops on and not tear up your toes doing the brake. So it really goes up and down very easily. And also, even if you came over here to the actual brake pedal, these are curved and plastic. I guess they're plastic, like a plasticky feeling. And the way they're curved, it's not like a jagged metal piece like some other strollers, and it's not going to tear up your toes, most likely, just in my opinion. Okay, wheels. Possibly the biggest difference between this Zoe XLT and the Zoe XL1 is the wheels. And I will say up front that the Zoe XL1 is a phenomenal stroller. And really, these two strollers are two different categories and classes of strollers. The XL1 is a travel, on the go, pop in and out type stroller. It weighs only 10 pounds fully loaded, so 9 pounds if you don't probably have all the accessories on it. And that stroller is really the choice of most Zoe customers so far, and it's a phenomenal stroller. This is a full-size stroller, so it's like a standard size stroller. It just happens to weigh 16 pounds, which is just as light as most lightweight strollers. So if you just need a full-size stroller that is as light as lightweight strollers, then the XLT's your stroller. If you need a super duper lightweight stroller and super compact stroller for traveling and, like, you know, popping in and out of the mall or whatever it may be, then the XL1's your stroller. So they're both phenomenal strollers, but one of the biggest differences between the two strollers is the wheels. So back to the wheels. This is like a European design housing on the front of the stroller. So you have your swivel lock here. So if you press down on that tab, it's going to lock your wheels to where they can't swivel, and pull up on it and they'll swivel. And then they're just larger, and they have like a, I was rolling around the grass here, as you can see, and they have like a tread in them. They're wider, taller, thicker. They're kind of like a composite material, so they have a mixture of plastic and rubber in them. So don't get the wrong idea with the plastic part. It's basically just in there for durability. They completely feel rubberized and soft. So it's going to provide a super soft and comfortable ride for your child, but also they're going to hold up and be durable for the long run. Okay, so just a quick demonstration of these wheels on a few different terrains. Obviously, you got the cracks in the sidewalk here, which don't even phase it. And I should also mention there's a suspension, or like a shock, some type of shock or suspension inside the housing here. So when I go on the grass here, you can see it if I get the light on it. But you can see the strollers like bouncing up and down. Let me try to get a different view on it from the front here. So I'm not pressing all that hard at all, and the suspension is kind of like going to work there. So anyways, going on grass, no problem. I mean, it's going right over grass, no problem. I mean, some people will even say, hey, if you go on grass, you should lock the front wheels of our stroller or whatever, and this is no problem. You got like some dirt and gravel here. Let me switch sides so you can see it a little bit better maybe. And trying to get the right light on it here. I'm gonna actually go through it. and then back around and get a better shot with no huge shadow in it. And here we go. So no problem. I mean, it doesn't even like phase it. So this is, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, an all-terrain stroller or whatever, but basically it's a full-size stroller with really great wheels on it that's going to be able to handle typical normal conditions of everyday life, whether it be, you know, a little bit of light gravel, a little bit of grass, sidewalk bumps, even like a rough sidewalk. It's not really going to matter. I mean, here's even some longer grass here, if I can get the right view. So like some longer grass, and I'll just pull the stroller right through it. Going down a big bumpy hill, it's no problem. So okay, so also one thing to note on the wheels is that the ride and like the swivel ability of these front wheels is really awesome. It just like swivels so nicely and smoothly due to that European housing on the front of the stroller, which if you look around, that's typically a really high-end stroller. I'm talking about in terms of price tag, like $300, $400, $500 stroller type housing on the front. And I mean, I'm literally just like pushing it forward and back a little bit and barely moving it left and right. And look how smooth that wheel is swiveling. So the ride on this stroller is going to be super duper smooth, and the turning is awesome. So definitely something that impressed me with the first little spin I'm taking it on here. Okay, so the only other feature that I would love to show you, but I don't have the travel bag with me, is the travel backpack carrier or travel bag that you can buy as an add-on accessory for the XLT. It's so awesome. So I'm gonna put the footage of the XL1 travel backpack and storage bag right here, as you'll see, just to kind of like show you the same exact concept. But literally the backpack, the stroller is just a little bit wider, a little bit taller, and I'll be doing a full comparison between the XLT and XL1, just like a side-by-side comparison soon. But basically this XLT folds up and goes into the travel bag, travel and storage bag. It's a little bit different size, a little bit bigger, and obviously the slightly more weight, but it goes into that travel bag the same way, goes right on your back, and you can literally walk around, you know, Disney, New York City, travel in the airport, wherever you're going, with the stroller on your back, and you have both hands free, which is unheard of for a full-size stroller. Maybe you see that on certain lightweight strollers, obviously with the XL1, but you never see that kind of stuff with a full-size stroller. Most of them don't even have travel bags that are made for them. So it's an awesome, awesome accessory. And once I get my hands on an XLT travel backpack, I will definitely demonstrate that as well. Okay, so that is my review of the Zoe XLT stroller. Definitely an awesome stroller if you're in the market for a full-size stroller or a lightweight stroller, especially if you're in the market for a lightweight full-size stroller. So definitely subscribe to our channel. We're going to be giving away a Zoe XLT very, very soon. And definitely check out this stroller on Amazon and on Zoe's website, zoestrollers.com.